So you know how it is, right? You take your dog for a huge walk, play fetch until your arm feels like it's going to fall off, and you think, okay, good, they're tired, my job is done. But what if that's only like half the equation? It turns out most of us are missing a huge piece of the puzzle when it comes to a truly happy, fulfilled dog.
And this right here, this is the whole point. Mental exercise is just as important as physical exercise. You see, a dog's brain needs a workout just as much as its body does. I mean, without it, that's when you get the boredom, the anxiety, the, chewing up your favorite shoes. These are smart, curious animals, and they need to use their brains to really, truly be happy.
Okay, so a mental workout for a dog. I know, it sounds kinda complicated, doesn't it? But trust me, it's not. We're gonna go through some super simple but really powerful ways to get your dog's mind buzzing. And we're not just talking about teaching sit and stay. This is about connecting with them on a whole new level and seeing them really shine.
Right, so before we get into all the fun stuff, the how, let's just quickly touch on the why, because this is so important. An engaged mind makes for a calmer, more focused, and just a more balanced dog. It's the big difference between a dog that's just physically worn out and one that's genuinely content.
Yeah, look at this. This really breaks it down. Physical exercise, you get a tired body, and yeah, that usually means a temporary calm. But mental exercise, that's the game changer. It gives them a fulfilled mind, which leads to this deep, lasting balance. We're talking about getting to the root cause of problem behaviors, not just tiring them out so they're too sleepy to cause trouble.
Okay, let's get into the good stuff. And don't worry, you don't need a huge backyard or a bunch of expensive gadgets for this. We're going to start with some super easy things you can do right in your own home, like today, to give your dog's brain a little jolt of excitement.
Okay, this first one is probably my favorite tip because it's so ridiculously easy. It's all about toy rotation. Think about it. If you see the same old stuff lying around every single day, you stop noticing it, right? Same for your dog. So just gather up their toys, hide half of them away, and then swap them out every week. Suddenly, old toys are new again. It makes their world so much more interesting.
And while we're on the subject of toys, it's not just about rotation, it's about variety. You can see it here. It's not about the number of toys, but the types of toys. You've got your chew bones, ropes for tug of war, squeaky things, soft plushies, and then things like puzzle feeders. Each one gives their brain a totally different kind of workout.
Oh, and puzzle feeders. Wow, these are a total game changer. Seriously. Instead of your dog just inhaling their food in like 30 seconds flat, these things turn dinner time into a fun brain game. It taps right into that natural instinct they have to hunt and forage. And get this, the act of working for their food actually releases dopamine in their brain. It feels good to solve the puzzle. This can massively reduce anxiety and really get them focused.
And hey, you don't have to go out and buy a fancy one. You can totally DIY this. Just grab a muffin tin, sprinkle some kibble in a few of the cups, and then cover all the cups with tennis balls or other toys. Now your dog has to sniff and paw around to figure out where the treasure is. It's cheap, it's easy, and it works like a charm. All right, here's one for when you're feeling a little lazy. It's basically TV for dogs. Just set up a comfy bed or a perch by a window where they can safely look outside. Watching people walk by, seeing other dogs, squirrels, it's all stimulating. It feeds their curiosity and keeps their brain quietly humming along, without you having to do a thing.
Okay, so we've covered the home base. Now let's talk about engaging their senses, and specifically, their number one superpower, that incredible nose. A dog's sense of smell is, well, it's how they see the world, and we can totally use that to give them an amazing mental workout.
Think about your daily commute. If you drive the same way every day, you zone out, right? It's the same for your dog's walk. The same route, day after day, it gets boring. But the second you just turn down a different street, you're flooding their brain with thousands of new smells and sights. Suddenly, a boring old walk becomes this epic adventure.
And this is a big one. When you're on these walks, let them sniff. I know, it's tempting to pull them along to keep the pace up, but for a dog, sniffing isn't just sniffing. It's like they're reading the local newspaper. They're gathering so much information. So let them have their sniff-fari. It's one of the best and most calming things you can do for their brain.
And you can bring that nose work inside, too. The old shell game, hide a treat under one of 3 cups and shuffle them around. It's perfect. It gets them super focused, it burns a surprising amount of mental energy, and it's a great bonding activity. And when they find it, make a huge deal out of it. That celebration is what makes it an awesome confidence booster.
All right, now for the part that's just as much for you as it is for them. Interactive enrichment. This is the stuff you do together. And it's not just about tiring out their brain, it's about building trust, communication, and just making that bond between you even stronger. Forget thinking of training as a chore. Think of it as a fun brain game. You don't have to go crazy. Just 5 minutes teaching a fun new trick like spin or high five is an amazing mental workout. Every little success they have is a win that boosts their confidence and reminds them that you guys are a team.
And here's something we often forget. So many of our dogs were bred for a specific job. And when they don't have a job to do, they can get, well, a little lost and restless. So give them one. It doesn't have to be complicated. Ask them to bring you the remote or carry in a piece of mail. Teaching them to put their toys in a basket. That gives them a sense of purpose. Feeling useful is a powerful thing for a dog.
And of course, social time. Interacting with other dogs is like sending them to a party where they have to navigate all these complex social situations. They're constantly reading body language, learning the rules, figuring out how to communicate. It's a huge mental exercise. Now, of course, you want to make sure it's with the right friends and everyone's having a good time, but it's so important for them.
Okay, this next one might sound a little weird, but stick with me. Give your dog choices. I mean, think about it. Their whole lives are basically dictated by us. So letting them make a small choice, like which toy to play with, or letting them decide to turn left or right on a walk, it gives them this little bit of control. It's empowering, it builds confidence, and gets their little decision-making gears turning.
So, we've gone through all these little games and changes. What's the big payoff? What's the point of it all? Well, it goes way beyond just stopping them from being bored. We're talking about totally transforming their well-being, and your relationship with them too. Believe it or not, we've just zipped through 15 super simple ways to make your dog happier. And as you can see, none of this is rocket science. These aren't big, time-consuming projects, but you put them all together and you start to build this incredibly rich, engaging world for your best friend.
And this is what it's all for. This is the result. A dog that's calmer, less anxious, more confident. That nervous barking, the destructive chewing, a lot of that stuff can just melt away. And what you're left with is an even deeper, happier bond with your dog. Honestly, giving them this kind of mental enrichment is one of the best gifts you could ever give them.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Just one thing to think about. Maybe it's trying that muffin tin game tonight, or maybe tomorrow you'll take a different route on your walk, or even just add 5 minutes of dedicated sniffing time. What's the one new thing you're going to try this week to light up your dog's world a little bit more?